Your fans, by the way, are like amazing.
They are, and they're the ones that
you really communicate well with them. Like,
I know.
You're all about social media.
That's always been like so important to me, just because I don't know. In the beginning,
fans are everything.
They are everything, but at the same time, like they're not just fans. And I know this is like a cliche thing to say, but like we really like are on a personal level with each other. Like we talk to each other, regardless of what's going on. If I didn't drop any music for like 2 or 3 years, I feel like I could still go online and talk to them because they're just like good friends to me. And that's always been like the thing for me. But even in the beginning, when I had like 10 fans, like just creating relationships and friendships instead of just like business relationships, which is like a lot of people, they just go on Twitter to promo and stuff, and it's I'm not into it. I like to talk to people and get to know them and really become friends.
If only
with them.
everyone can be like Jacob, right?
Aww.
I mean, like coolest, nicest guy ever. I saw that there was like a funny story that your fans, like, because I mean your fans really promote you, whatever you're doing. That they like will go to an Apple store and like change
that's one of the biggest things.
Pictures on the
and sometimes they'll go in there. They'll go to Apple stores, they'll go to Best Buys, Targets. If there's like laptops or phones available, they'll like pull up my music on there and like promote me. Sometimes they'll just like troll me and literally go in there and like put the ugliest picture of me on every single phone.
No.
But yeah, they're great. They're like,
that's amazing.
They're everything, seriously.
Has there been, I mean, I'm sure there's been obviously some crazy fan stories, but has there been like one moment or one fan that's really stood out to you?
There was one fun experience. I can't remember where I was exactly, but we like got in a car chase. It was on the R5 tour, and R5 was actually on stage, and I was starving. I wanted to go get some Taco Bell, and so our runner took us out, and there was like 2 cars chasing us, and we literally
2 cars of fans chasing you.
We looped around this one thing like 20 times. That they didn't care, and we were speeding like major, and then we looped into a police department.
What?
We thought that would be like scary to them. So one
so you knew you were doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
One fan leaped off, and they're like, "Nah, this is too much, fam." And then the other fan was like, "We don't care." Like they just kept following, and then we got all the way to Taco Bell, and I like got out, and I was like, "Wow, like you're a great driver." She was like 16.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience.
Fans
She was
will go
she was a great driver.
all lengths, no boundaries, right?
Absolutely.
That is crazy. Well, speaking of fans, we got a lot of fan questions for you that I have to get to because there were so many. I didn't even know how to choose them, but I'm gonna do my best. So this is from @Splendid Sides.
Splendid.
You probably will know a lot of these fans, right? You know everyone personally.
Yeah.
So she wants to know, where do you get your inspiration from when writing songs? Even though I think we talked a lot about that.
I mean, love is a big one. There's all kinds of feelings that come along with love, but also traveling is a big one for me. And just quirky, like little things. Like sometimes I can see like a leaf like crumble and fall, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll write that in my notes, and then I'll go to Nashville like 2 months later and write a song about a leaf crumbling, and there's just little things.
The next song will be titled Leaf Crumbles.
Leaves crumbles.
Leaves crumbling. From @Whitesides Babe, she wants to know, when are we getting a collab with B?
I know, gosh.
I want to know this too.
I get harassed about this all the time. I don't know. Maybe on the album. Maybe.
Okay.
We're both like doing music, so it'll be a good time for us. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're both recording, so it'll be a good opportunity for us to get in the studio and write one.
Okay. This is from Beeves featuring Jacob. What's the song that you are most proud of?
Ooh. Rules is beautiful, honestly. That song really, I feel like it's touched a lot of people. I actually sent it to my manager after because the song at first had like a lot of production behind it, and I didn't like it, and everybody else was leaning on actually releasing it like that, and I was like, no, and it just wasn't as touching for me, honestly. I wanted to focus more on the lyrics and like the music. So then we went back and re-recorded it with just a piano and cello, and I had sent it to my manager, who was out to dinner with his wife, and he showed it to his wife, and she like started crying at the table, and then, it wasn't his wife at the time, it was his fiance.
See, I'm telling you, you're good at bringing the emotions out.
It was his fiance, and she was crying at the table. So their wedding was a couple months later, and I actually got to sing their first dance. Was Rules Are Beautiful. So I don't know. I feel like that song's really been helpful for a lot of fans, and just been a great song. I love performing. It's like one of my favorites to perform. Getting to see all the emotions and stuff.
Oh my God, that's cute. Okay, this is from @DadHatJacob. If you could listen,
Jacob.
You know who this is.
Oh yeah.
If you could listen to one album on repeat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Gosh, that's a hard one. because I get so tired. I listen to music so much that I get burned out on it, but honestly, the one album that's really like never gotten on my nerves, no matter how many times I've listened to it, is the James Bay album. It really gets me going. I love that album.
He's amazing. He is amazing.
He's the best.
And I know that you're also a huge fan of Ed Sheeran, right?
Yes, I'm a massive fan of Ed Sheeran, and I've been listening to his record for like 20 years now. Wish he would release a new one. I'm so impatient. He's like doing so much touring and award shows and all that, but I just wish he would get back in the studio and record an album because I miss him.
Can we maybe collab in the future?
Please.
Ed? Make it happen. Okay, this is from @ThugWhitesides. What was the most creepy gift you've ever gotten from a fan?
Creepy gift. I don't know.
Well, we heard a creepy story, I guess.
A creepy gift. They usually don't get me creepy gifts. They give me some like weird ones that I don't really understand a lot of times. Well, the one that always sticks out to me, and I think I've talked about this in every single interview I've ever done ever, is this girl that brought me a potato.
A potato?
Yeah, it just wasn't cooked
Just like
or anything.
a straight up
just
potato.
A straight potato and just handed it to me. Like there was no story behind it. She just
Wait,
handed me a
I'm trying to
potato.
even understand.
I
Just,
could
was
never
it like
understand it, and I kept talking about it after that one, which is like last year. I kept talking about it, and I met her again in New York, and she brought me another potato, and I like gave her the biggest hug ever. I was like, this is the most iconic gift I've ever received in my career, so thank you. So now I have 2 potatoes from her.
That's genius. Genius. Was it like cooked or was
No,
it
just a raw potato.
Okay.
The next one was kind of like a mini potato.
Maybe she should like change it up and bring you some like
I saw a thing on Twitter.
fries or like
I love
potato,
French
mashed
fries.
potatoes.
That's my favorite thing. I saw a thing on Twitter where a guy was actually handing out little uncooked taters on Halloween. I was like, what the heck?
See, people just, you gotta get creative. Like, you gotta stand out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Everyone's gonna talk about their
potatoes,
uncooked
someone's
potato
gonna bring
forever.
you like a carrot next.
Please. I hate carrots. I hate vegetables.
Jacob oh, you don't like vegetables?
I don't like vegetables.
You're breaking this girl's heart right now.
I collect vegetables, but I don't eat them, so I have a sick vegetable collection.
Oh my God. Okay, and then one last question. We have an account called the YH Fangirls, and
I know.
you know.
I know. I'm ahead.
You're like on top of this. You're on top of the game, and you've talked to them, and they absolutely love you.
Who runs the account? Like
there's a
fangirls?
bunch of fangirls that run the account
That's
actually. So
awesome.
there's multiple of them, and every single one of them are like massive.
That's such a genius
fans of
idea.
yours.
I wish more accounts like for brands and restaurants and stuff like that would let actual kids run their accounts because it's like
well, that's the idea.
they understand more than anyone else.
We want to because it's all about the fangirls. We want to we want them to, give back to you guys. Plus,
absolutely.
We got to get back to the fans, right? It's all about that. Okay, so there's a girl named Jay. She wants to know, what is your favorite thing to do when you're not touring?
Honestly, going home. I miss home so much when I'm on tour and when I'm in the studio. The studio is like 3 hours from my house, so I don't ever get to like do one or the other whenever I'm on tour recording. So going home and just being able to relax, honestly, I love going home, sleeping in. I love to sleep. It's like my favorite thing ever. So that would probably be like the real answer is sleeping. And just being able to go home, sleep, and eat Southern food. I love.
Simple guy.
I went to Europe and I just
sleeping.
I can't do fancy food. And Europe has so much nice, amazing. Like I'm sure people that actually enjoy food would like geek out over Europe, but I myself can only do like fast food and chicken tenders and
french fries.
So going home and being able to eat nice Southern food is my favorite.
Okay, and then
sleeping.
last question from Meg. She wants to know, what is your advice for someone who wants so hard to be in the music business, but they're scared, kind of insecure because of their singing voice or whatever their reasons might be? How do you make it? Because you started doing covers on YouTube.
Yeah, I did, but before that, I was playing music and playing locally at restaurants and open mic nights, and that kind of helped me get my confidence up, just being able to play live and stuff. And just, I didn't go onto the social media thing prematurely. I was very prepared, like I had been playing music for a minute before I started that. So honestly, just practicing a whole lot before you start going online and posting stuff is a good thing to do.
Well, there you have it, Jacob Whitesides. Check out his EP.
Please.
And I'm assuming an album must be in the works, right?
Once
and a tour?
once I get my birthday out of the way, once I get Christmas out of the way and New Year's, I'm gonna head back to Nashville to work on my album, my first album. It'll be fun.
And you'll have to come back
Absolutely.
when that happens.
If you invite me.
You're always invited.
Thank you.
Always invited.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Cool. Peace.